Yes, you're better now. Okay.
All right. Weird disconnect in internet. LDZ was able to finish it out. Apologies. Boomie was able to finish out.
Yeah, so it's 1-1 currently, for anybody that's still watching us.
We are 1-1. Everything should be back to normal. Weird little jump in internet. Sorry about that. TeamSpeak was still functioning, so I don't think it was my internet. But
yeah, I can still hear you.
Yeah. Regardless, here's the end game screen. Boomie ended up making it work 3-1 against LDZ. And we'll be going into game 3.
So 2-stock coming in from Boomie there on Blackguard. That was the first time I think I've ever seen LDZ look almost in a state of helplessness. Like, we've been seeing him putting on a ton of pressure, constantly keeping his opponents on the edge, but there he just could not get in. And Boomie making this Diana work amazingly well, both the guns and the bow. He got the ledge guards with the bow, he got the damage on stage. He's looking like he might be able to take this best of 3 over LDZ if LDZ does not adjust or go for a legend swap.
Is the game still working for you? My message is not going through.
For the lobby?
Yeah.
Test. Yep, I'm good. I'm still seeing people talk.
All right, I'm gonna rejoin the lobby 1 second.
All right.
Have they started yet?
No, they have not. They're waiting because Zennigan was on top of it. Shout outs to the BCS bracket administrators as well as the Discord administrators for being able to help us out, keep on top of things. As we try to sort up this little hiccup.
It looks like my messages aren't working, but I can see y'all can get the go-ahead. I think everything is working aside from that weird chat bug. Unless you can see, yeah. I can
said
see your message. I can see your message.
It says you're typing, so.
You get to be the one to say go ahead for me.
All right, okay. That works.
Solved.
Don't want to take too much time as we want to continue on with this exciting set because that was exciting, unfortunately. Game was going down during that, but here we go into game 3. Boomie versus LDZ. LDZ not switching legends.
Very interesting. Boomie on that Diana. Tell me if your game starts.
It has started.
Okay,
I'm watching it.
All right, you just go ahead and cast.
I will go ahead and cast it. Here we go. Boomie dodges onto a mine. Already puts himself into the yellow. LDZ putting on siders. Nice sider that comes out into a down air. LDZ is trying to find some more down airs. Goes in for a recovery. Boomie going for that ground pound, and he recovers to the other side of the stage. But LDZ has yet to take damage here, and Boomie is nearly dead.
Welcome to Custom.
LDZ is trying to put out a few more moves. The Sarah hits. He still hasn't taken damage. Boomie's in kill percent. Downlight Nair nearly kills off the top. LDZ going for a recovery. Siders. Downlights into Nair. Nair does kill. LDZ 0 to deaths Boomie after 45 seconds. That was a 0 to death.
I apologize for missing that huge 0 to death from LDZ, but we're back in it. We've got Boomie versus LDZ. We're going to see if Boomie can even this up, but LDZ is just... he's got a huge advantage right now.
And Boomie jumping with these stairs is going in for the recovery. Ooh, LDZ has the bow, and now as Cider's coming out, Boomie just ground pounds. Oh no. Oh no. Is this what I think it is?
I don't know if this is out of the kindness of his heart. What?
All right, so Boomie's saying the issues with the server, the fact that they had to wait, killed his momentum, and that he is done with that match. So he is going to move on to losers bracket, and LDZ takes it 2-1. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I once again do apologize. I have no idea what's going on, but hopefully the analyst can tell us something.
Well, you hate to see it, but well played by LDC, you gotta give it to him. The only reason Boomie decided to do that was because of that insane 0 to death in the end.
Yeah, I mean, LDZ didn't even get touched. So, I think I was reading Boomie saying, man, you killed my momentum. And Boomie, he's one of those players. He's very momentum based. I mean, we see it in a lot of his play, particularly when he was playing, Roland. Whenever he would get Lance things going, the few times that he did, it would really pile on to a lot of damage very quickly. But I don't know. I don't really agree with playing Lance against Bo, and I think the difference showed.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Picking like, because we know LDC's been playing Cody this whole tournament, so it's probably pretty easy for Boomie to read what character he's picking into. Maybe picking something like a Tori instead, which has a spear, goes pretty well with Bo, I'd say.
Yeah.
The what just lands was good, but
Yeah.
like it just against Bo.
It's really rough just because of how you have to recover. Lance, you've got to pick your angle early and shoot for it just because of how its recovery works. It can travel a long distance, but you do have to charge it up. And Bo just having so many great edge guard moves, it's nigh on impossible to come back against.
Yeah,
it's
especially
really
with
a tough matchup.
Especially with that, because like that beats out your recovery.
Yeah.
Just be shot out of there while he's using the same angle that you're using.
And you know, Boomie, to his credit, he recognized that, and we saw the legend change come in. He went over to Diana. We saw him playing Diana earlier on in the tournament, right around the first round. And again, building great damage with the guns, fantastic play, just good reads. But I don't know, LDZ kind of hung in there quite a bit.
Yeah, but definitely a strong second game from Boomie though.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, basically just demolishing LDC, driving over him. I'm not sure what happened after that. It seemed like there was some technical difficulty, which is bad, because like Boomie had the momentum. I think that might have been what we was talking about as well in chat. Definitely losing some of that momentum he had going, which is just unfortunate, of course.
Yeah. So hopefully he'll have time to shake it out before he does his losers match, and we'll see him come back strong. And with that, we are going back to Duke and Taza.
And now we are back and ready for our final winner's semis match of the day between Boo's Eggsoup and Boo Twilight. A little in-house happening here, but it's definitely not a friendly one, as they're going to be competing to see who's able to make more cash prize over the other.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let you give the A-OK, and we'll see if this works out. It's gonna be Twilight versus Eggsoup. This is gonna be, like you said, a Boo versus Boo match. It's gonna be very interesting to see how this all shakes out in just a little bit. Will Eggsoup be able to keep that wobble, that hot step going, or will they be mixing it up?
It'll be very interesting to see. Both these players obviously have some experience with each other being clanmates, and having sword duels coming out once again between the Centauri and this build war is going to be fun to see. Is Mammoth Fortress the first map? No, the Great Hall, so both players have the opportunity for daylight resets here. Let's go, game one of this best of three winner semis. Falling Sarah comes out. Twilight looking for that sidelight. Eggsoup tosses his spear downwards and gets hit by a Nair. Twilight uses that hammer weapon toss to fall up into a Nair. Sarah, Eggsoup already being brought into the orange as Twilight is looking for these downlights. Rising Nair comes out. Eggsoup tries to go in for a dive kick. He lands it. Oof. Twilight gets that neutral light. Eggsoup was on a neutral light as well. Gets hit by that side air, and Twilight has just completely destroyed Eggsoup in the neutral game here as he hits him with that Sarah. Another downer comes out, but no, Eggsoup interrupts with the recovery, but he's yet to find any damage. Another Sarah comes out. A D-light Sarah will do it. Eggsoup trying to make it back onto the stage, gets down aired. A ground pound connects, but that recovery nearly kills off the top.
That was a potential turnaround, but Twilight gets the Nair to finish it off. Twilight in the orange, just barely. Eggsoup has no weapons to his name. Again, Twilight just keeping weapons off of the board. Eggsoup drops a bomb down. He just put himself between a rock and a hard place, or should I say a bomb in a hard place.
And managed to make it alive for now, but a D-Light Downer comes out. Oh, and a D-Light Sarah responds. He says, the second that you're done hitting me with your auto combo, I've got my own. And a ground pound finishes up the stock, and Eggsoup evens it up 2-2, and there the dancing begins. As he dodges upwards, looks for a weapon toss, finds the neutral light, into another neutral light, but with the spear this time instead of unarmed.
Yeah, that is something that we used to see Crocky do a lot of times. He would do a weapon toss into an unarmed neutral light, into a pickup spear neutral light. It was very effective back in the day, and Eggsoup is making it work now. Nice little downlight side air from Twilight, though. He's gonna keep the health advantage squarely in his court.
Downlight comes out. Twilight tries to start with the downlight, but Eggsoup interrupts it with a weapon toss. Now getting Sared. Twilight is trying to jump in with these Sares. Eggsoup goes a falling neutral light, catches Twilight, but Twilight gets the D-Light Sared. Now Eggsoup off stage, gets Sared again. Will this be the stock? He has to jump, he has the recovery, and he recovers. Twilight does not read that correctly and gets hit by the recovery on the way up, and a nice neutral light will put Twilight into orange. Eggsoup stabilizing, finding a Sare, has an opportunity for a ledge guard. Oof, gets hit by the downer, however. And the recovery is enough. Great.
Twilight Oh, he was chasing so hard. Eggsoup was trying to get away, but Twilight gets up and catches him with that nair. Eggsoup has to finish off the stock of Twilight. He is staying incredibly even, and you have to assume that these guys have practiced quite a fair bit against each other, so this is not at all surprising.
Yeah, the weapon toss comes upwards. Twilight gets hit with that weapon toss. No downer fall, but Eggsoup gets the neutral light. Tries to go in for that N-sig, and it does not connect as he goes back on stage.
He was going for the pivot N-sig slide charge. Not able to do so. Twilight, once again, still in the red. Eggsoup hasn't taken too much damage. Little dare. Another
dare, and that might be it. Twilight.
Another dare.
He got triple dared to his death. Eggsoup evens it up once more, and let's see. Okay, so every match has basically been Twilight bringing Eggsoup to red, and then Eggsoup climbing back, getting Twilight into the orange, maybe the light red, before losing his stock. So if he's able to get the damage and the combos necessary to be able to take this lead, which he's doing, he's got Twilight on a ledge, he might be able to take this first game. Neutral light comes out after that weapon toss. Twilight makes it back onto the stage. He goes for that nair. Eggsoup going for that down air and the weapon toss to interrupt the mine, but the mine doesn't work out. Twilight, ooh, Sares at the dares, just chases Eggsoup off stage and ends his final stock. Twilight takes game 1.
Twilight slight advantage. I felt like they were trading back and forth for a reasonable amount, but at the end of it, Eggsoup was the one to get taken down by those dares. And with that, we're going to game 2.
The trades, in my opinion, were happening in chunks, and it always went Twilight, Eggsoup, Twilight, Eggsoup, Twilight, Eggsoup. But Twilight was always getting the trade that got him the kill first, and that's a pretty big deal when you're playing a 3-stock game, because if you're losing your stocks first, you're going to lose. Twilight taking that first game, Eggsoup taking it back to the Great Hall. Game 2 is coming up here. Let's see if Eggsoup can adjust and make it so that he gets the advantage first rather than Twilight. Nice. Side airs coming out. Eggsoup going for the GC sidelight, actually catching Twilight, but Twilight gets that recovery. And there comes out another recovery coming out from Eggsoup, and more recoveries aren't getting the damage in on Twilight, but he's managing to get himself in a decent position. Nice. And every time Twilight has downlight dared, Eggsoup has responded with his own downlight dare, and both players just hitting each other with the exact same moves left and right, but Eggsoup winning.
Gravity cancel neutral, and that'll finish it.
It just kills.
Eggsoup. He's making those gravity cancels very, very effective. He got a nice little gravity cancel down air on the right side. Then he turned it around with a gravity cancel neutral sig. Eggsoup with a stock advantage. Not seeing a much hot step.
Yeah, that's true, but the thing that's different about this game than the last is that trading that was happening in chunks is now happening at the same time, and Eggsoup's just winning out on them. Neutral light's coming out now, Twilight in the orange. Weapon toss goes down to the ground pound, repositions Eggsoup, still hasn't lost the stock. The dare nair does not kill because the nair does not connect, and Twilight beneath the stage gets another down air. Down airs aren't going to kill on stage. Oh, no, Eggsoup just gets the kill in orange.
He just followed down behind Twilight and caught him with that dare low, and that'll finish off Twilight's second stock. It looks like Eggsoup's trying to get to game 3.
D-Light Cider comes out, goes to the down stick, and Twilight.
Nice recovery timing.
Is a very good recovery timing.
Fantastic.
That's something that I've seen Twilight do before against the Tories. When the Tory charges up a down sig, which they love to do, you just wait it out and get that in the middle of that teleport animation, and Eggsoup gets sent to his death from that recovery. But that's the first stock that Twilight took, and he's already taking damage on his last one as that recovery sends him into the orange.
Eggsoup trying to stay above Twilight, catches him with the side air, can't get the nair, but Twilight with that down air neutral light catches Eggsoup, gonna add a little bit of damage, taking a page out of his book with that gravity cancel downlight down air.
I really like the precision on that as well. Twilight not getting any more follow-up, however, and now in the red. Finds a D-Light Sair, but that's not going to run too much damage.
No.
A side sig, which would have been cool. I actually think that side sig would have connected if Twilight ground pounded off the stage, but the mine hits! Oh no, Twilight!
He's still alive.
That's the dive kick.
Still alive, he's going up. Eggsoup not able to get the edge guard with that ground pound. He's got Twilight off him, and there it is. For a little unarmed recovery. I was expecting spear down airs, not gonna lie.
Oh, reminiscent to how he was able to get that earlier stock with 3 downers in a row. The recovery kills off the top instead of the bottom. But regardless, Eggsoup very convincing on that game, and they're just going straight back to the Great Hall. They want nothing to do with any other map. They're like, all right, you've won, I've won. Who really wins in this third match of the best of 3? This decides winners finals. This decides who gets a confirmed spot in top 3.
Here we go. This is it. Eggsoup, Twilight. Game 3 of this best of 3 set, winners semis, and Eggsoup gets a nice gravity cancel neutral light to start it off.
Both players in the yellow has a nice neutral air there from Eggsoup, but no more fallout. Goes for a weapon toss, but holds on too long. 2 Saras from Twilight already hitting Eggsoup in the face, and these downlights aren't starting up a combo string. Twilight avoiding that weapon toss, tries to start up a downlight dare combo, misses out, but finds the Sara, and Eggsoup misspaces that sidelight, and Twilight gets a double D-light combo, goes in for that down air, but Eggsoup manages to land that recovery, but he is significantly behind in damage once again, just like in game 1.
This is very reminiscent of Twilight pre-boo and early boo, where he would just stick to this kind of sword Sare spacing playstyle, and it is still working very effectively against Eggsoup.
Yeah, Eggsoup's looking for these downlights here, but he's just not finding them. In Twilight, he's got Eggsoup at kill percent. The D-Light Sare does it. That's all he needed. He was just Saring him up until the point where he got him to kill percent, and because Twilight is so confident with his ability to land downlights, he just knows that he's got that kill confirmation. And now, getting hit by that down air, tries to put on a neutral light. Eggsoup finding those dares like he did in game 2. Gets the side light, sends him very far. The ground pound read does not work out, but the dare does. Twilight has to recover far off the side of the stage, and he makes it.
Still has the touch and the weapon toss into a pickup
Whoa.
ground pound. Very unorthodox. Usually you'll just see the unarmed ground pound, but
But very
wanted that
effective.
big pancake.
Because that spear ground pound has so much more reach than unarmed, and it's a lot safer as well. Twilight ends up getting KO'd, and Eggsoup barely took any damage.
Eggsoup able to even up the stocks, is evening up the damage little by little. That Nair should be it, and that neutral light will give him the health advantage.
Recovery comes out, puts Twilight into the orange, tries to go for the double recovery. The ground pound punishes the side sig. Twilight putting out that side sig too early, trying to read that landing, and a double D-light side air. Sends Twilight flying. This could be the stock. Twilight has his dodge. Eggsoup goes for that recovery read, but doesn't connect. Twilight on the side of the stage, weaponless. Has his jumps, however, and he makes it past Eggsoup, picks up the hammer, avoids the weapon toss. The bomb, he goes straight down and goes
Great.
right. Oh no! Eggsoup hits himself with the bomb. He needs to do that once in every money tournament that he ever plays in, and now trying to get a little bit more damage in here, but that could be the difference between a loss and a one game.
Eggsoup, just that turnaround down sick, able to take down Twilight. I was about to say, great patience from Eggsoup to make sure that he lands on the platform so that he can throw the bomb down through the platform, something that doesn't always happen, but then he immediately bombs himself, unfortunately. Eggsoup has a slight health advantage, but Twilight just immediately deletes it. And we are back to the neutral in game 3. This is it, last stock each. Who is going to be going on to winners finals? Who is going to be going down to the losers bracket to fight it out? We're about to find out.
Neutral light comes out from Egg, weapon toss into another neutral light. He tries to go for that diagonal dodge. Weapon toss does not work out, and Eggsoup going for that end light, pivots it, doesn't get the read, and Twilight gets a nice ground pound into dare, but Twilight losing on damage. He's got the nair coming out from Eggsoup. Eggsoup going for those recoveries really high, dodges in place, tries to get Twilight to go for some kind of option. Twilight's looking for those downlights, but Eggsoup catches him with his own D-light side air and goes for the recovery. Eggsoup sends Twilight flying. This looks like it's going to be Eggsoup's game. Eggsoup trying to get in the winners finals against LDZ. Twilight on the side of the map, hugging the wall. He needs to find something. Eggsoup puts up the end-sig read. It doesn't connect.
Twilight being very patient. Eggsoup catches him with the side air. Twilight's gonna go low, comes back up. Eggsoup not able to catch the dare.
No.
That might be trouble, but Eggsoup makes it back safely. Gets the nair. Twilight's still alive.
Twilight could not get hit by another one of those nairs. He can't get hit by a dare off stage. He's waiting for something. He gets that weapon, just barely avoids Eggsoup's punish. The weapon toss comes out. The down air nearly close to killing off the top. He's so heavily damaged. He avoids that downlight. He gets the dare to recovery.
Eggsoup's in the
he
orange.
goes for the ground pound. Oh. Goes for that
The
side light.
longer it takes for Eggsoup to finish off the stock of Twilight, the more he gives room Twilight to get back in. And there's the nair. Eggsoup.
Player 2.
Very.
Twilight.
That was dangerously close.
That was very close indeed, as Twilight was doing everything in his power to be able to get around the punishes from Eggsoup and pick up some sort of weapon to work with. It was very close, but near the end, Eggsoup's able to clutch it out 2-1 and move on to winners finals to fight against LDZ. Let's see what the analyst desk has to say about that set.
What an intense semi-final between Egg and Twilight, like down to the wire in the end, but like look at the damages though.
The end of that match, I don't know if my heart can take anymore. Every hit was so close, and especially, you know, Twilight started making that comeback. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So,
all the way from the down air off the map. And
oh yeah, amazing. So we're gonna step back, and we're gonna look at like a couple key moments here. All right, a few things that these players were doing. One thing that I absolutely love seeing come out from Eggsoup, him challenging those sword resets. Whenever Twilight would do that downlight into down air, Egg would just wait. He'd know, okay, I'm gonna be right on the ground, so I'm gonna start my own combo downlight into whatever with spear or sword, because it'll beat out anything that Twilight tries to do before he gets to the ground. So that was just really great to see, and he did it consistently. And that, I don't know, it feels like it broke Twilight's momentum as well as confirming into serious damage.
Yeah, as we talked about before, Twilight makes this wall that can feel unclimbable to most people who play against him. He will just put up the silence, put up the resets of the downlights, have this great mix of defensive and offensive playstyle. And Egg would just slowly, piece by piece, break down this wall, take the breaks down, and just see where the wall was the weakest. And he saw these resets, he saw an opportunity, and he, I want to say abused, but he used this to his advantage to the fullest.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, that definitely came during the second match and the earlier part of the third, because in that first one, when Twilight was closing out that game, we saw that visual manifestation of that wall that he keeps, that area that he controls with the sword. As Egg was kind of fading off the left-hand side of the screen, Twilight was fading with him, kind of keeping him on the outside edge of that circle of influence that Twilight controlled. And he was just able to fall with him and snipe just the edge of the down air once he went too low. And I don't know, just watching that kind of play and precision, it's really something.
Yeah, and just in general, like, great sword play between the two. I feel like that's what it came down to. The sword versus sword was like generally the matchup throughout the whole series. And what I wanted to see was actually a surprising lack of combos. Playing 3 times on Great Hall, but I didn't see a single quadruple downlight. I didn't see a single triple downlight either. I feel like both of them usually actually known for making these combos, especially Eggsoup, known for being combo master basically. That's kind of weird to me. Like, where was the combos? Like, we saw him with 200 damage more than Twilight in the third match. Had he done more of these combos, he would have killed earlier. He wouldn't have had to put, like, 200 damage is effectively 1 more stock than he needed to put in.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's, you know, what it comes down to is efficiency in kills. And I don't know, we'll see if he can button that up and push his way through winners finals. I think this actually puts him up against LDZ.
Yes.
But we'll see what we've got coming for the rest of this tournament with Duke and Taza.
All right, and we are back, and that is it for the winners bracket for now. Winners finals has been decided. It will be LDZ versus Eggsoup, but before that best of 5, we need to finish up with losers bracket. And the first losers chorus match that we've got today is going to be between Boomie and Jellyfish.
Yeah, 2 very stylish players, very, very interesting, very, very exciting players. We're going to be seeing Boomie versus Jellyfish. No, it says, it looks like Twilight is requesting that he gets to go first.
Oh, okay, then Twilight versus Remy is going to be happening. Remy, oh, that's interesting. So Boomie and Remy managing to make it into the money once again. The top 8, they were the team's players that were able to get it to, I think, 2nd place at the NA 2v2, unless it was 3rd place. I believe they got 2nd though.
No, I'm gonna.
It was top 3. I know for sure.
They got
it was
pretty
top
far.
3. They got pretty far. They did very well, and now they're possibly going to be able to meet each other in the loser semis if Boomie's able to win over Jellyfish and Remy over Twilight. But we need to see how that's going to play out, as we've got a few more best of 3s for you guys today before we get to the final matches. Twilight moving in against Remy.
All right, we've got Twilight. I'm actually looking up. Yeah, they were in fact the 2nd place, going behind Eggsoup and Pugsy. Just to clarify. But
all right,
we're waiting.
Yeah, so let me type for you, so in case you still have the bug. We have Remy versus Twilight coming in.
Just waiting on them. There we are. There's Remy. There's Twilight. This is going to be losers quarters. This is game 1 of this best of 3 set. And like you were saying, there is potential for them to meet up in loser semis. Remy and Boomie, 2 friends, are going to have to become enemies if they make it through this.
But before that, we have to see whether or not Remy can topple Twilight, as Twilight was just taken out by Eggsoup. Game 1. Here we go. I think... No, it was not the Great Hall. Remy banning that out. So no more Great Hall play for now. We're going to Shipwreck, which is a little bit different than Mammoth Fortress. We don't get that floating platform, and the ledges are a little bit harder to work with.
Yeah, this is Shipwreck. Twilight, yet to pick up a weapon. There's the hammer, gets a nice little weapon toss into an air, throws it away. Wants that sword, the weapon of choice, gets a sidelight onto Remy. Remy trying to be effective with that bow, but just not able to get any major things going on.
Sidelight's coming out from Remy, and you're right. He's throwing out a lot of moves, but no major strings. But as we say that, D-Light and N-Light into recovery comes out from Remy here, but he's still getting sidelighted left and right. He sends Twilight
Stairs.
2 stairs.
One more hit, but Twilight able to get past, gets the wall touch. Now he's got all his jumps that he needs, and is going to be back on the platform, fishing for those, just that spacing stair. Able to get on top of Remy, catches him with the side air. Another side air. Remy's off the map, but he does have that bow, which is incredibly effective in the air.
Remy goes in for that cider once again, and it actually disarms him. Twilight finds a nice neutralite. Both players at kill percent here as Twilight's just denying all weapons. Doesn't want that hammer. He wants that sword to get that D-Light Sarah, but it doesn't confirm the kill just yet. Remy has to dodge, has to use his recovery. The falling Sarah does it. If Remy went a little bit lower, no. In fact, recovering there was just hard for Remy because he had very low jumps, and dodging back to the stage would have been realistic.
I think he should have held on to the recovery, or I mean, held on to the dodge instead of what he did, which was a dodge and then a recovery. But regardless, first stock going the way of Twilight in the red. Can Remy finish this off? Down 6 should do it. Yeah, there it is.
And he clears the mine off the shipwreck falls just to be able to confirm that there's no hazards there when coming back to fight against Twilight. Second stock, both players even, but now a sidelight comes out. Remy follows up with a Sarah and a neutral light. Twilight getting a ground pound, but both players trading super evenly here. Twilight gets hit with that downlight, no follow-up from Remy here. Falling with the cider, downlight comes out. Twilight gets that sidelight once again. He's been finding a lot of those sort of sidelights, but they do not rack up too much damage on their own. Remy's finding the Sarahs. He's bringing Twilight into kill percent.
Side air from Remy is just knocking Twilight around. Goes for the hard side sig read, but Twilight is able to punish with that neutral light. Throws one hammer, picks up a different one.
Dom comes down. Remy goes for the downlight. Neutral light hits. Remy really doing a really good job with those downlight neutral lights.
But there's trouble. Twilight not able to connect with that side air, but that would have been devastating for Remy. He catches Remy with that neutral light, throws one hammer away, has the sword. Can he get the sword? Downlight side air. Remy, no weapons to his name, doesn't need it. Unarmed side air, picks up a sword. Are we gonna see? Nope. Downlight side air for Twilight.
Ooh, but Remy manages to live once again, has the opportunity to come back, has his dodge, he gets off stage and another D-Light Sarah. Doesn't do it. Remy doesn't even need to dodge to hold on to his stock this time. He's got the recovery still, and Twilight doesn't realize that. Gets hit by it on the way back, and
another dodge.
The third D-Light Sarah will do it. He's like, I thought I killed you twice already, and he does it a third time, and it actually works out. Remy behind a stock, but he gets a D-Light in air,
and that'll finish it up. Once again, evened up. Remy just a couple seconds behind Twilight, and those few seconds are all Twilight needs. If this pacing keeps up, then Twilight is gonna be taking game 1. Remy's got to change things up, but he gets caught by the double neutral lights from Twilight.
And now as sidelight comes out, Remy dodges it in place, but he has no weapon to pick up. He just tosses the bomb off to the side, and Twilight finds a nice stomp combo. Another stomp downer comes out. This is looking like Twilight's game. We've seen Remy even it up immediately every time he loses the stock, but similar to the Eggsoup game in game 1, Twilight has always been in the lead. And now with this hammer, he's maintaining that as he smacks him in the face of the Sarah. Weapon toss, ground pound from the sword, doesn't connect, and Remy actually gets a falling Sarah.
Nice little string from Remy is gonna help him out a little bit, but he still has a huge distance to travel right now. Remy has a sword. He's going to play a lot more patiently, but Twilight catches him with that side air. Remy burns a lot. Twilight not able to catch the downlight. Remy is the one who actually gets the downlight down air, or side air. Ground pound, no follow-up.
Stairs are coming up from Remy. Twilight's dancing in place. He's trying to get somewhere towards Remy as the side 6 comes out. The D-Light Sarah hits. He's going to need another one of those if he wants to get the KO.
That weapon toss will be it. That is it. Remy doesn't have anything, and the ground pound will finish it off. Game 1 going the way of Twilight, but like I said, just barely. Oh, they're going right back in.
Twilight, the deciding factor in those games was definitely Twilight's ability to land downlights, and that was it, especially when he had his opponent in kill percent. Downlight Sarah 3 times was able to put Remy's Koji off stage in a position to get KO'd, and Twilight actually getting a good ledge guard there as he threw his weapon off stage, which did not happen in any of the previous ledge guard opportunities. It gave Remy the hammer into the face and Twilight the first match win. And now we've got all the weapons spawning in Koji's favor as he's throwing out these siders, but Twilight has yet to take any damage.
Remy has had weapon advantage for the first 15 or so seconds of the game, but was not able to do anything with it. And Twilight is saying, here's what happens when you actually have a weapon. Let me show you. Went for a gravity cancel downlight, but instead got the down dodge, but managed to convert it into damage. Twilight is looking for the finisher, and that narrow do it. I don't think Twilight took damage. If
he took a very small amount. I think he got hit by a bow
amount.
Sair at like 15 minutes in, and then Twilight just Saired him and nared him to death. Remy finally finding that bow and arrow there, puts some damage on the Twilight, but Twilight is just destroying Remy with the sword. The hammer was just as good in game 1 as well. Twilight really having the ins and outs of his character figured out as Remy puts out that Sair, is trying to bring him to kill.
Oh, nice side sig!
Whoa.
And Remy evens it up. We're seeing a repeat of game 1, a little bit different, but at the same time, it's just Twilight gets one, Remy gets one, Twilight gets one, Remy gets one. And if I was Remy, I'd be looking at trying to make it so it's Remy gets one, and then another.
Yeah, one of these stocks, at least on the last stock, right? Like, if you could even it up and make it even on every stock so far, at least take the stock first once, and that's not what is happening. Twilight, maybe he's just not good at holding onto his stock, but he's definitely good at being able to confirm kills for himself. And these neutralites coming out, Remy finding these Sairs. He's not getting hit by nearly as many Sairs from Twilight this time, and that side stick comes out, trying to get another early kill in the orange, gets him punished, and Twilight finding another Sair. Remy's low on jumps, only has his recovery, touches the stage, makes it back, and goes for an end sig. I feel like that was a hard dodge read, and it didn't work out.
Remy has been burning a lot of options on his recoveries. Ooh, nice little down sig, not going to finish off Twilight. Throws the horn away.
He actually gets a nice neutral there, punishing Remy for that recovery. Both players at kill percent. And of
Neutral
course, Twilight gets the first stock.
I'm going to look away. You tell me when Twilight gets taken down.
Okay, Remy going in for those side airs. He's trying to get in the down air. Side air comes out. Oh no, it's not looking like
able to
the
even it
previous
up.
games. No. Downlight's coming out. This is different. This is not the change of pace that Remy wanted, but what Twilight wanted, which is damage on his
Downlight.
opponent
He
before he
drops
loses
the
his
side
stock.
air.
Oh no,
That
Remy.
is gonna be very detrimental for Remy. Every single tick of damage, even though they're very light, just like dropped side airs, it's just gonna spell disaster for Remy. He needs this stock. Downlight side air will do it, but he's actually gotten into the yellow, and this is bad.
It's looking bad for Remy, but he's got the opportunity to get a crazy bow string here as he gets that sider into neutral light. Another sider connects. Damage almost already even, but that downlight interrupted by the D-light Sair. Twilight knows exactly how to punish those bow moves, as he plays quite a bit of the bow himself when he plays Koji. But here, neutral light comes out. Downlight as well. Twilight trying to get Remy into the red, but he gets hit by the neutral light into the nair. Remy has evened things up. Another nair connects. Takes a small lead. Sairs are coming up, but Twilight's Sairs are stronger. Remy and Twilight both nearing the red. Remy's got the opportunity for a side stick KO, but so is Twilight.
Twilight is so effective with these side airs. He ground pounds, and that is it. Remy's taken down. Twilight takes it. 2-0.
That, I really hope that was a mistake from Remy near the end there, because he dodged into the stage, and all that does is put you in prime position to get hit by a ground pound, and that is how he found himself losing out on his final stock in these matches against Twilight.
Well, with that, it's time to see what the analysts have to say about Remy versus Twilight.
Close game, like extremely close game, but in the end, Twilight punishes the dodge and just takes the series.
I mean, that's pretty reminiscent of the way that he closed out the first game in the series. Just because it was a lot of that edge play, and then watch him expend his options and appropriately punish. And that's something that I want to talk about for Twilight's play. What really gets him a lot of coverage, a lot of ground, and wins him a lot of matches is his awareness for those kind of turnarounds, watching the opponent's options, and then being able to capitalize once they are all expended. And I feel like that's something that not enough players are keeping track of just yet.
Yeah, you also said something about correctly punishing earlier, and I completely agree, because like you would see Twilight expend all 3 jumps, sometimes even his dodge, and then also just let him float down back on the ground, like he'll have a free turn-down. When he could, in reality, he could do whatever he wanted to do with him. He could have downlighted him, he could have side-sigged him, could have down-sigged him. Like,
Remy did have a lot of really great down-sig reads, pretty much just at the tip of its range, so he knows the spacing for it. I'm not sure why he didn't elect to go for that in a lot of those situations, though. But one thing that he is exceedingly good at was escaping those sword down, light down air
Yes.
resets. He knew every single time, all right, if Twilight's going to keep going for that follow-up down light again, then I'm just going to jump away. I'm just going to float over this way and then possibly come down for a punish. Sometimes he got in hits of his own. So he was just really well in identifying that and adapting appropriately.
Yeah, just general, of course, gotta give props to Remorse. I think he wasn't the favorite going into that match, but he almost made it look like it, putting it extremely close.
Yeah.
both
Oh, it
matches.
was so close.
So yeah, sadly he's out of the tournament, but he placed in the money, right? He's basically done what you need to do, and
Hey, adding to his
as-
profile on the, the Brawlhalla Pro rankings,
exactly,
where we've
and
now
also-
started ranking everybody based on the tournament winnings that they have, as we've been going through this series and the other tournaments previously. So that's always going to be really nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, Twilight, he's got a shot at buffing that up quite a bit.
Mm,
So I'm
definitely.
curious to see how the rest of this tournament is going to pan out. And I think Duke and Taza have that coming up for us.
All right, and we are back and ready for our final losers quarters match of the day. This is going to decide who moves on to losers semis to fight for 4th place. Boomie versus Jellyfish.
I'm going to go ahead and give them the A-OK. Boomie has been spamming that start button. And it looks like we're going to be going right into this. This is going to be Boomie versus Jellyfish. Two people we've seen before. Not a lot of introduction necessary, except for the fact that Jellyfish has been mixing it up throughout the entire tournament and is going to be playing a Surrey this time.
I'm hoping that we've seen his entire collection of legends that he plays, right? There's one thing that's consistent, is the guitars, and he's played about 4. He's got Queen Eye, Ember, Asuri, and Lucian, and he's going to be playing Asuri for this game 1. Boomie back to the Roland, which he didn't have too much success against LDZ on, but I feel like he's still rather comfortable with.
Looks like they are trying to figure out how these bands work.
Yes, once again, in case anybody who isn't familiar with it, the higher seed, I think, bans out like 5 or all but 3 maps, and then the lower seed gets to pick the last map. So that's what they're deciding on right now. Still having some difficulty.
I'm gonna see how long it takes for them to figure it out. I'm
Okay,
curious. I'm really curious if they're gonna figure it out.
They're trying to explain. I feel like Boomie's the only one who has the confusion. This is kind of fun. Either way.
Oh, looks like we are good. Boomie's gonna start banning.
And the bans are going under the way they leave Thunderguard, Twilight, and a Mammoth
We're
Fortress
going to
open.
Twilight?
Okay, it's been a while. It's been some
It
time.
has. I've missed this map. I think it's a very strong map. Jellyfish has a lot of advantages. He can use those Katars to great effect, especially with these ledges and whatnot. And not to mention the fact that if he neutral sigs, it'll go straight down that alleyway and is very, very deadly. So we're going to see if Jellyfish can take advantage of that. Meanwhile, Boomie's got that roll and he's got that sword and he's trying to get the edge guard right now, but Jellyfish is the one on the platform.
Yeah, Sares are coming out. Jellyfish has got a little bit of a damage deficit. The bomb still
Bomb!
activated. What?
That was active
for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
That had to have been like the last few frames of the activity of that bomb, and it worked out. Jellyfish now taking advantage of that. His side airing Boomie off the island. Boomie manages to recover, has his jumps, goes for the nair. Jellyfish with the guitars, however, tosses them straight forward and dodges into a side sig. Boomie evens up the damage.
Side
Another
six again, but
sig.
Jellyfish able to get between the two active frames of that side sig. Jellyfish,
Boomie's-
very intelligent player.
Boomie is putting out a lot of side sigs, and Jellyfish is completely aware of how to punish it. He's seen it more than once, and now he knows exactly what he needs to do. Tosses that weapon right into it. He's like, listen, I know the second hitbox hits farther than the first
Nice
one.
side air.
I'm going for those weapon tosses, and Jellyfish is trying to get the first stock as he puts out that side sig to reposition. Boomie on the island, dancing around with the sword, puts on another side sig, and stays on the island. All right, so...
This is a secret language that I have yet to
Yes,
understand,
they are
but the gravity
communicating-
cancel side sigs are the entirety of that communication.
Yes, they're communicating with side sigs, gravity cancels, and Jellyfish says, all right, I'm tired of talking.
Oh no.
No, that's the saddest thing I have seen all day. Like he literally just circled around the island and died.
I like the style attempt from Jellyfish there, trying to follow up after the horn, but that is a huge advantage for Boomie. Jellyfish falls to his death, gets a recovery, but it's not going to finish off Boomie. Sword in Jellyfish's hands, but Boomie with that side air.
Boomie, the side stick strategy is working. Jellyfish finally KOs Boomie there, but other than that, he's at a deficit.
Jellyfish gets a nice nair. He's got to keep Boomie off of this weaponry. Big Qatar string those dares into sidelights.
Ooh, down airs into sidelights again. Yeah, they're working out very well. And Boomie being almost sent into the red despite his defense stat. Goes for the weapon toss ground pound, gets hit by the nair instead. Tries to go for a downlight setup, and Boomie just ground pounds directly beneath the match. He gets a second ground pound. Gives him a salute afterwards and picks up the sword. He's in the lead once again. Horn combo tries to get set up by Jellyfish there, but he doesn't get it, and Boomie just runs away with the sword string there. Has the sword, goes for down airs, downlight's not connecting, Jellyfish tossing the spike ball away, has the sword in hand, waiting for a weapon spawn, and manages to stop Boomie from being those side sticks, and that ground pound.
Boomie didn't get the wall touch, but Jellyfish saved his life!
Jellyfish not only seeing, but making sure that his opponent has his stock ready to go so that he can lose this match. I'm not really sure what's going on. Boomie tries to avoid that weapon toss, and he does. Jellyfish holding on to Qatars is, well, he's waiting for Boomie to come back up.
Side air from Jellyfish, able to punish. He's going to give himself a little taunt high five, but Jellyfish is getting deep into the red. Just a couple big strings, and Boomie will be able to take it out. Side sig, Jellyfish gets above it.
Ooh, but that downer almost sends him in the mind. Jellyfish has a gimp opportunity, but Boomie makes it back to the stage. Downer, sidelight, not another downer. That gives Boomie a prime position for a Sarah punish, and that sends Jellyfish flying to his death. A very odd game, but a good game nonetheless, as Boomie's able to take game one and his first step to make it towards losers semis. And he brings out the Asuri. No. Let's see what happens. Oh no, Jellyfish is picking. Okay. Alright. I'm ready for Olgrim Dittos.
This is something. I don't have words for what is happening, but it is a thing.
I'm totally ready for this. All right, so like I believe Ken and I, at least from Great Castle, have more experience with Olgrim Dittos than anybody else. GCEU, they did 19 Olgrim Dittos in a row from winners quarters up to winners finals. So I know the ins and outs of this matchup, as they are giving us a blast from the past. Boomie and Jellyfish bringing out the identical Olgrim Dittos, representing that newest color, the summer colors. Heatwave coming out here. This is going to be exciting.
Looks like they're struggling to figure out how to ban. There we go. We are good. Everything banned out. What is Boomie going to go to?
Ooh, King's
Are we going to see a King's Pass?
King's Pass. Olgrim Dittos King's Pass. We have to do this.
Are we going to? That's King's Pass.
All right.
All right.
Olgrim Dittos coming out.
Olgrim v. Olgrim, King's Pass. It looks like we're getting a repeat of the Australia regional qualifier. Jellyfish versus Boomie. Here we go. Losers. Quarterfinals. Jellyfish starting off with that slide charge shot.
And Boomie having the axe now. Jellyfish is just messing around with the lance in that shenanigans zone. Boomie tosses everything off stage, goes for a disco, tries to go for a ground pound, has the weapon. That lance is picked up and immediately tries to go for that neutral light. I'm expecting to see a lot of chainsaws coming out from these players here. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Downlight's coming up. Oh no, the lance
noises. The lance noises. Jellyfish is definitely on the winning side of all of this damage. Side sig connects. Boomie's not going to get taken down. Second side sig not going to work out for Jellyfish.
Isn't coming out neutral light, but he gets punished by Jellyfish's side air. Puts in that neutral sig, but Boomie interrupts it. Chainsaw's being thrown up, but gets interrupted. The down six are just being thrown out left and right, and Jellyfish getting hit by that falling Sair. Avoids the side sig. Boomie trying to serve him up. A nice slice of pizza. With
oh,
that
pizza. Boomie! Game potential. Jellyfish gets taken down. He got stuffed by Boomie. Boomie went for a gravity cancel neutral sig, and Jellyfish recovers right into him, burns all of his options, and wasn't able to dodge into the wall. Jellyfish,
yeah, a great gimp against Lance, realistically, is that when they're recovering, if you're not heavily damaged, you can just get hit by that Lance recovery. It stops it, forces them to drop downwards, and they can't recover. That's exactly what happened. Boomie putting out those pivot sides.
Boomie turning it around. Jellyfish in trouble. Got to the wall. We're fine.
Boomie goes in. Oh, double D-Light coming out. Tries to go for the ledge cancel, but the mine just goes straight into Boomie's face. Boomie's so heavily damaged on his first stock here. Is putting out GC downlights to keep himself further in the air. Whoa!
Gravity cancel down sig from Jellyfish to finish off that stock. Not a huge health deficit for Jellyfish.
Jellyfish goes in for that down air. Boomie puts out the end sig. Both players in the yellow here. Gosh, at one point, the damage bar blends in with his beard. I'm just noticing that now, but Jellyfish damaged enough for to not be a problem. Neutral Light comes out. Weapon toss into Sarah. Jellyfish bringing out the cool follow-ups with his axe.
Yeah, they are both trying to style. Jellyfish with a huge slide charge. Neutral Sig not going to connect. Boomie going into the shenanigans. Turns it around, but Jellyfish is going to be able to touch the wall.
And now Jellyfish tossing that mine upwards. Hits Boomie straight in the face. Oh gosh, Boomie really reaching down for Jellyfish there, as both players still not being able to KO the second stock. They've hit each other with about every creative follow-up, except for that one.
Pivot neutral sig from Boomie. Jellyfish is gonna get the wall touch. He's gonna go down the shenanigans. Boomie gets the slide charge pivot down sig. Stock advantage for Boomie.
Now Boomie dancing left and right with the lance. He's ready to spam those lance audio files once again. The downlight comes out. Jellyfish gets that ground pound in the recovery. Looking like he is unarmed there. He's able to get that KO, and it's evened up 1-1. Light comes down. Boomie has the axe, goes for a down air. Recovery comes up into a side air. Jellyfish gets hit by that side light. Boomie gets a jumping stare. Tries to go for a little bit more here as he gets that down air and falling down. Avoids that mine. Nair comes out. Second Nair comes out. A down air as well. And Boomie gets that side light. No recovery fall up. He's going to get the dodge. Or even the side stick does not connect. And Jellyfish is able to get that down air. Ground pound gets interrupted by the Nair.
Jellyfish calls in a weapon. Gets a ground pound onto Boomie. The dare connects. And Boomie's going down. Game 2 going the way of Jellyfish in this interesting Ulgrim Ditto.
That down air actually caught Boomie out of his axe recovery. He nared trying to jump, but he had no way of getting back on, and that ended up in his stock being lost. Jellyfish rejoining the lobby to make sure that everything is okay. We're going to be going to game 3. Let's see if this one's a little less, for lack of a better word, troll.
Yeah, that was it was goofy.
I mean, that's as goofy as you could get, right? King's Pass, Ulgrim Ditto's Summer Colors.
They're still okay. They're just.
This is fun. I'm just looking forward to this.
They're just having fun. We're gonna see a Wu Shang mirror match. Are we gonna see King's Pass again?
It's possible. I would like to more.
Oh,
I'd like more of a
Boomie's
center
tryharding.
stage. Uh-oh.
Jellyfish is like, wait, come on. I thought we were doing a thing. You know, it's gonna be fun. And no, we're going full try hard. Here we go. It's gonna be Roland versus Lucian, and the question is, what map is it gonna be?
At the last minute, Boomie was like, wait a second. I can make more money if I win. And he goes back to Sir Roland. We're going into game 3 here. Game 2, it was a nice intermission. We'll call it that. We always needed one of our Ulgrim Dittos in a BCS 1v1, as we had in Australia.
At this point, it's tradition, right?
Right, exactly. In fact, if nobody opts for it, we're just going to have to find a way to fit it in. But we're going into game 3 here, and Boomie bringing out all the unarmed tricks here as he finds a nice downlight in the ground pound. Second ground pound connects. He's just going for ground pound after ground pound, and Jellyfish is just getting bonked on the head by it. Nice downlight coming up, and Boomie stares him. He's yet to fight him with a weapon. He's just been hitting him with his fists and his feet.
Jellyfish is making things work. He's actually, I looked at his health and I was like, he's winning because he's got a darker color. No, I'm sorry. You were 100% correct. Boomie is making things work, and he is about to take down Jellyfish if he can get the side air. But Boomie burned a lot. No, he's all right. He's gonna get.
It was a
back to
bait.
the wall. Jellyfish burned
He got Jellyfish to
everything.
Z. That was the entire point of that. He made it look like he had no jumps, and Jellyfish just had to kill himself in response. That was the only way that he was going to be able to take that stock. Boomie taking the lead here as Jellyfish Z's within under a minute. Puts up that ground pound, gets side-lighted. Recovery comes out. Jellyfish going for the downlight combos, but just not working out. Boomie going for that ground pound. Nair comes out as well. GC down 6 does not connect, but the second one does.
Down 6 thrown out from Boomie. Goes for a downlight gravity cancel down 6. Interesting. Oh! That would have been amazing if he was able to follow up off that horn with that gravity cancel side sig. Oh my goodness, Jellyfish.
Unfortunately, close enough is not enough. As he gets that ground pound, goes in for that recovery. Boomie goes for that ground pound himself and gets hit by a Sair. It's going to need a little bit more as we've got 8 defense versus 3 attack. Jellyfish goes in for that recovery. Boomie just looking for another kill off stage and gets Saired out of his ground pound. Recovers up to the stage. Jellyfish does not find any of these recoveries. The Sair sends him flying. He's going to need a few more than that to be able to KO Boomie stock with Sair. And that ground pound does it.
Boomie takes the second stock of Jellyfish, and he is looking to go and avenge his boy Remy. Jellyfish triple downlight, but he drops the recovery, and he's going to give himself a high five.
I mean, triple downlight's really cool, but it's not, there's no knockback. The damage is pretty low too. The point of that on the Great Hall is just to get your opponent high enough for a recovery to kill, and that recovery does kill. Jellyfish takes a stock, but it's looking like Boomie's going to take this at 2-1.
Jellyfish goes really high in the sky. Not sure what is going on right now. Really unorthodox set. This is,
to say the least.
Yeah.
Unorthodox it is. Downlight comes out. Boomie drops the follow-up. I guess trying to go for something fancy. Another downlight. Double downlight. Drops the third downlight on the Great Hall. And Jellyfish remaining slightly damaged here. Double D-light into a down air. Ground pound comes out. Boomie avoids that ground pound. And he's trying to KO Jellyfish off the bottom of the map. Downlight comes out as well. Jellyfish looking for that weapon toss. Doesn't get it. And Boomie's got Jellyfish entering the orange with that end sig. Goes for the down sig read. Doesn't connect. So many swords flying up into the air. Not hitting Jellyfish, however. And Jellyfish finds a nice guitar string.
Boomie fishing for the side sigs. Jellyfish able to punish with a neutral sig. Side sigs thrown out again from Boomie. That one will connect, but Jellyfish not going to get taken down yet.
What's up? That pivot side sig does not connect, and now falling with the downer gets hit with a delay, but Jellyfish is not going to follow up.
He was looking for it.
Siders are coming out. Recovery instead of the ground pound into a Sair. Disarms Boomie.
Slide charge. Side sig not going to connect. Once again, Jellyfish is going for these really stylish options. Not sure if they are the best ones. Gravity cancel down sig. I feel like he could have just done a down sig, but you know what? The style.
You need to get that extra reach. I actually do think Lucian's down sig reaches farther if you're in the air. Because it doesn't end up impacting the ground. Similar to Nash in a way, but
that's fair.
But Jellyfish going in for that downlight, trying to put out a little bit more damage. He's actually got an opportunity to take this if Boomie keeps messing around because he's got a sidelight coming in a neutral light. Oh, the downlight. Jellyfish carrying Boomie around.
Up a lot of damage.
Ansik comes out. Boomie's probably thinking twice about how this game's been going because that grab pound comes out. Oh, the rest. Boomie gets it. 2-1. Look at that damage difference though. That's quite big.
That was a lot of damage put out by Jellyfish thanks to those guitars. But with that, I think it's time to see what the analysts have to say about Boomie versus Jellyfish.
Well, that was a game that happened. We had Ulgrim versus Ulgrim. Like, what do I even say about this match?
I don't know. That was crazy. All right. So to make sense of this, let's go from the beginning. All right. We had Roland versus Asuri. All right. Boomie versus Jellyfish. Tell me about that first match.
Right. Well, I think that Boomie's lands that he had been playing throughout the tournament actually came to fruition in this match. It was the match where his lands actually countered the weapons. I think lands against Katars is extremely strong, using the Na, using the Da. And that showed. And I think that as much as Boomie's sword is absolutely fantastic and held the most of the ground, I think the lands was like a little tip that tipped him over to where he beat Jelly the first match. But
yeah, I
then
definitely
Ulgrim
have
versus
to agree
Ulgrim
there.
happened.
The Ulgrim versus Ulgrim. Now, there were some really great moments in there. I know we were kind of marveling at the setup that Jellyfish did with the axe throw into side air. Just his general movement with Ulgrim's axe to begin with is just so good. All his attacks were on point, perfectly just spaced, aimed. Just great play, although, you know, the odd legend pick coming out, suddenly Ulgrim mirror match.
Yeah.
But it was hype to watch. Like, they were
sometimes
moving.
you just gotta go Ulgrim, you know? It happens.
They made him look so fast and dexterous when he is not.
Yes, they made him look a lot better than I think most people would have thought.
Yeah, and I mean,
then of
that
course,
did lead into the third match.
yeah, this super close match. like we were screaming back here.
Oh my god.
It was insane. Jellyfish has him on the edge guard. He makes the comeback. It's red versus red. He has 2 weapons to pick from, and then he goes to the unarmed ground pound and gets punished.
Yeah, honestly,
it's not
I
the
feel
first time
like
this tournament either.
if I had to distill this set down to the one thing that kind of led to Boomie's victory, it was Boomie's ability to turn around edge guards and Jellyfish's propensity to kind of overextend a lot on the edge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jellyfish, I think, just likes to have fun. And I respect that much. Like, let's just... Brawlhalla is a game where a lot of people have said they don't always have fun playing. But when I look at Jellyfish playing, I feel like he always has fun. And I really respect that as a player. And you know what? Sometimes you lose because of it. But then we look at games like Smash Bros, where people like Mango are some of the best people. And they only got there because they play because they want to have fun.
Yeah, you gotta have fun, you gotta put in the practice, and then it shows. And I mean, Jellyfish, he's getting there. Like, he is one of the most consistent with those crazy combos that I have ever seen.
Definitely.
So the work is paying off, but in this case, hopefully next time, I mean, Boomie's gonna be moving on, and I don't know, we'll see how he fares in the rest of this tournament. Back to Taza and Duke.
All right, and we are back, and we are nearing the end of this tournament. The top 4 have been decided. LDZ and Eggsoup fighting in winners finals. We've got Boomie and Twilight fighting in losers semis to find out who goes to losers finals. This is going to be interesting, because even though Boomie and Jellyfish, right, they've got like a mutual agreement to have some fun in the tournament, I know for a fact that Twilight's not going to have the same kind of attitude when he's fighting against Boomie. But Boomie picks Wushang. All right. I'm very excited about this. This isn't totally out of the ballpark for me. I think that a lot of players think that Wushang is very strong right now, Boomie himself included, and so to see how he's going to be able to do against Twilight in this best of 3 is going to be really fun. This is the last best of 3 of the tournament, so hopefully he doesn't feel like he's throwing a win away if he can't get this to work, but already opening up the sidelight a little behind the damage. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That's it! A nair ground pound into side air. Twilight didn't have his recovery. As good as the sword recovery is, you can't get that reach if you don't actually have it. And now Boomie, hitting him with these gauntlet strings, is destroying him. He goes in for a down air. Holding onto these gauntlets is trying to get a downlight startup, gets the side air. Twilight off the stage. Boomie puts out that side sig, barely gets punished for it, and Twilight's already behind the damage. The side sig hits! And now, Grandpa comes in once! That just hit! Huh? Well, there's something that you have to consider. Gauntlets, in my opinion, are very, very underused in the competitive scene. We don't see this in NA or EU. So if anybody's been practicing this to any extent, this could have been Boomie's intention. He may have been practicing gauntlets on core all along. And look at this, he's about to 3-stock Twilight on Wushang. He's got a side air coming out. He's putting out side six. Twilight's landing with stairs, but this is so dominant. Boomie trying to go in for the recovery, gets that side sig, gets it off the stage, and now Twilight is recovering. Boomie is so close to 3-stocking Twilight here in this game 1.
Stop! Side sig for Twilight, able to take off the stock. Twilight just in the red though.
Yeah, Boomie's trying to get started off with this spear here. Ensig comes out, so is the down sig. He gets him with that Sair. Twilight sent off stage. Boomie picks up the gauntlets, puts out the Ensig. He's got so many options to kill Twilight here. That side air connects. He goes in for that sliding down sig. Ground pound doesn't hit either. Twilight avoids that side sig, gets the side sig himself. He's making a comeback in this game, but boom,
the side air is gonna
Boomie's
finish it off.
Something you got to be mindful when trying to ledge guard somebody with gauntlets is that the side air, similar to Lance side air, allows you to travel a little distance in the air without using a jump.
Like I was saying, I think I think Twilight thought that Boomie was messing around with that Wushang pick, and it definitely worked out a lot for Boomie. And looks like we're going back to Thunderguard.
Whoa, and Twilight, for the first time ever throughout the entire duration of the tournament, changes up his legends, picking Diana. He goes for a drastic switch here. These are two weapons that we have not seen him use all day. And now Boomie on Wushang is looking to take out Twilight here 2-0 and move on to losers finals.
You know, before this, a lot of people have been saying, you know, gauntlets, they're not great at high levels. They're not the best for approaching.
Oh,
But Boomie is making it work. Boomie is 100% making it work. He's getting the side air. Twilight is gonna completely avoid the. He doesn't even want to go near the wall, and I think Twilight's tilted.
Oh my gosh, well that's something that's huge to consider. Like, gauntlets are just so underused. This could be a matchup that Twilight's never practiced. Boomie's just carrying him around the stage and murdering him at this point. Nairs are coming out. He tries to put out a sidelight. Nice neutral light coming out from
Oh, the
Twilight.
neutral connects. The second one.
What? Boomie.
All right.
He goes for that triple M sync. Like, this is reminding me of when he was playing Roland against Jellyfish, only this time all the crazy stuff that he's doing actually is hitting. Recovery drops. Twilight doesn't get the gun recovery, and a neutral light comes out. He puts out that side sync, two side syncs, another neutral light goes for the end sync finish, and Boomie looking for that recovery kill. He's almost got a 2-stock lead over Twilight again.
Going hard for that ground pound. Twilight able to get the recovery back to the wall, but Boomie once again with these devastating gauntlets. Down sync thrown out, but Twilight not able to punish.
Recovery comes out. He goes in for that Sair. Twilight on the side of the stage. Grab pound.
He's chasing so far, and he survived!
He survived and hit the ground pound. Twilight just tried to fall out of range of that. He had no way back up anyways. What is going on? Boomie is hunting him down with these fists. He's not even dead yet.
All right. My question to the analysts, would this work with Core? I'm really curious at what their response is on if this is specific, if whatever Boomie's doing is something like fantastically different, or if he could have easily have just picked Core and done whatever it is that he's doing, and it is 100% working. That gravity cancel side sync off the bounce, side air. Twilight is running out of options. He's got the wall touch, but he's got to turn it around in a big way right now. Twilight is definitely in trouble.
Goes in for that Nair spike, doesn't get it. Twilight throwing out recoveries left and right. He's certainly in a bad position right now as he's going for this grab pound. It disarms him. He goes for the recovery. The side air does not connect. Twilight gets him by the Nair.
The Nair turnaround
and
the weapon toss. Twilight can't get the wall!
And the salt can from Boomie. Oh my lord, that was so dominant. That wasn't even close. We watched Twilight versus Eggsoup. We watched Twilight versus Remy. That was destruction.
I don't have words for that, but hopefully the analysts do.
Well, very quick set coming out from Boomie against Twilight. That Wushang pick definitely paying off for him. All right, what do you have?
Is gauntlets. Gauntlets is what I have, and I think that's what Boomie had as well. Because Twilight didn't have any, and he definitely.
Oh my gosh! I really agree with his decision to stick mainly to the gauntlets because he saw that it was working against Twilight. And he didn't go for the hammer at all. Or the spear, because he was playing Wushang. Sorry. Old core habits die hard. So basically, I don't know. I think I've got to chalk this setup entirely to Twilight not having enough gauntlet matchup knowledge. The ranges that he was keeping with a lot of his moves and the way that he was choosing to engage were pretty much those precise ranges and areas that the gauntlets cover. So I think that's kind of what led to him getting caught so much. There were massive strings there that Boomie just threw together that were absolutely beautiful. Tons of damage. But there were like 3 or 4 different dodge gaps within, and Twilight just couldn't find any of them.
Yeah,
so I really think it's just the matchup knowledge.
And to be fair, gauntlets is a relatively new weapon.
Oh yeah.
And it was first released in Core, and nobody really wanted to play Core, and now Wushang has come out and everybody's playing gauntlets, and
Wushang's so cool.
Can't blame him for not knowing, but again, if you want to place highly in a tournament, you have to know all the matchups. If you don't, people like this will just find out. If you can't play against gauntlets, all of a sudden everybody's a gauntlet player.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Boomie's put in the work. You know,
Yeah,
he's
obviously.
learned how to use them quite effectively. I'm assuming that also means that he's learned how to play against them. And it just looks like, you know, Twilight's been more so focusing on his sword game and the typical matchups that you would normally run across, the guitars, axe, bow, you know, those kind of things. And gauntlets, like you said, still being relatively fresh. Not so much. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just about
just
all that
gauntlets,
can be
man.
said there.
It's
It's
just
just
gauntlets.
gauntlets. Just gauntlets. So we'll see if he carries that through. I'd like to see him play gauntlets against some of these other players as he moves further into this tournament. And I think Duke and Taza might give us a look at that.
All right, and we are back. That was something, to say the least. The highest level of gauntlet representation, I think, in competitive play that we've seen ever. And now we're going on to Eggsoup versus LDZ. But honestly, regardless of the outcome of this best of 5, I just want to know if Boomie's going to keep playing Wushang in losers finals.
Well, the moral of the story is learn your weapon matchups, right? Practice everything, regardless of how new it is. Don't just trust that your opponents are not going to play it. You gotta learn your matchups. But we're going to go ahead and give them the A-OK. They are ready to go. This is going to be Eggsoup versus LDZ. Game 1 of winners finals. This is going to be a best of 5 set. Loser of this goes down to fight Boomie and potentially the Gauntlets of Death.
The Gauntlets of Death, indeed. Yes, these next 3 matches, winners, losers, and grand finals, will all be best of 5s. No longer best of 3s. That means that there's much more to counterpicking, as well as legend counterpicking. With the early counterpicking, I mean map picking. Anyways, going into the first game, Blackguard is going to be where we're going, and LDZ versus Eggsoup. Koji versus Satori. Here we go. Already opening up.
LDZ with the unarmed strings. Eggsoup getting knocked around, but this isn't too unorthodox for Eggsoup. So far, he's been actually getting rocked a little bit in these early stages of his matches. And we're gonna
usually
see
in game 1 too. Like
yeah.
game 1 will be really dominant, and then all of a sudden he'll make the adjustments to make it really close. But that Nair actually just killed. I thought that was super early. LDZ, I think he's 0 to red him in unarmed almost completely, and then just got the KO with the bow Nair. Eggsoup significantly behind.
Yeah, Eggsoup is definitely struggling right now to get his footing onto LDZ. It feels awkward. Eggsoup is fishing for stuff, and then that ground to cancel neutral sig is gonna take the words
and
right out of my mouth.
Talking about it, right? He was like, okay, we need to even this up a little bit. GCN sig to read that jump. There's that dash dancing once again. He didn't get anything off of it, but that was really freaky. And a D-light, double D-light, down air. LDC goes for that side light follow up, doesn't get it, but the Nair connects, and now he's looking to get a 2-stock lead as he puts up that side sig. Eggsoup falls to the down air. LDZ looking for the side air. Toss comes out, and the side air KOs.
Stocks even, health far from it. Eggsoup in the red is gonna clear the board, but LDZ, his unarmed is nothing to be ashamed of. He can still do absolute damage to Eggsoup. Picks up a bow, gets a Sair, gonna throw it away, has the sword, but Eggsoup throws away his.
Yeah, looks for that D-light setup, but Eggsoup doesn't let him have it. The side air hits him into the stage, so it doesn't get all the knockback, and then manages to survive, but another side air like that will do it. That's a very risky ground pound coming out from LDZ. Goes in for the weapon toss. Another ground pound coming out. Eggsoup finds that neutral light, and he's starting to stabilize. LDZ picks up the weapon instead of going for the recovery, and the down stick doesn't hit either. That's Sair.
Side air. Look how far Eggsoup got sent flying. Gravity cancel neutral sig. He's going so high in the sky and burned everything. LDZ gets the Sair.
And now LDZ denies all the weapons from Eggsoup, tries to continue that string off with a down air. Nice neutral air connects. Eggsoup tries to get LDZ into the red, but he's still fighting these attacks. That bomb just goes off the stage. Another Nair hits.
I don't think Eggsoup was expecting to pick up that mine. He threw down the spear and immediately picked up something, and he kind of panicked for a second and had to throw away the mine. He's going for these weapon tosses, gets a Nair. He might be able to finish off the stock, but once again, he's taking a lot of damage from LDZ.
Ooh, I really like the patient LDZ there to be able to wait out that weapon toss. And that down air comes out. Weapon toss.
Death. Yes.
Ooh. Those down airs were devastating, and he takes a solid 2-stock and doubles the damage off of Eggsoup, and we're immediately going into game 2.
First game going the way of LDZ. Looks like we're going to game 2. Map spanned out, going right back to Blackguard Keep. Interesting choice. Will Eggsoup be able to make the adjustments that he needs to?
And we see this a lot, actually. Eggsoup, like you said, losing out on the trades early on in the first game, sometimes losing the first game, and then going back to the same map and making the adjustments necessary to make it even and then win. And already we see Eggsoup already coming out ahead on the trades here. LDZ not finding all that unarmed that he did at the very start of the match. He's looking for it, but he's not getting it, and calling in the horn, he picks up the sword and gets hit by a neutral light.
LDZ with a nice little weapon toss into the neutral light. Fishing for dares. Eggsoup gets a neutral air, trying to chase up, can't quite get it, has a sword, and gets caught by the neutral light from LDZ.
That was a really well-placed neutral light, stops whatever Eggsoup was trying to go for, takes a little bit of the damage lead too, tries to follow some stairs and some down airs. Eggsoup, however, punishing with that recovery, gets the nair, side sig, sends him flying, GC sig, no, looks for the nair, and the ground pound actually gets caught by that recovery. Eggsoup looking for the end sig, I feel like that was supposed to be an unarmed recovery, and finds the D-light, doesn't get the recovery follow-up, however, and now both players nearing kill percent.
Neutral sig from Eggsoup! Ooh. That came out of nowhere. LDZ gets caught by it, and the first stock is going to go the way of Eggsoup, and this is exactly what we were saying. He might lose game 1, but he is going to bring it back. Eggsoup, but he runs into the mine.
Oh, even LDZ gives the facepalm. The egg moments. He has to Z from an explosive.
You know, he still has health advantage.
That's true. This is true.
He did get a little bit of health advantage. Despite rolling over that mine. Eggsoup picks up a spear, is gonna try to get onto LDZ, and I feel like Eggsoup's spear against LDZ's bow is just awkward. Eggsoup is just missing a lot of time. Oh, but that nair at the top of the map.
That's so bad for Eggsoup. He had the opportunity to even it up and take it, but LDZ took that stock and does he Z? No, he makes it back. Eggsoup goes to the ground pound. Uh-oh. Eggsoup's really looking for this gimp here. He wasn't able to find it. And fighting unarmed against Bo off stage, that's not good. And then the side air into neutral comes out. LDZ looks for another nair. Eggsoup get to pick up a weapon, gets the spike ball. Gets the down sig.
Eggsoup evens it up. Slight health disadvantage. About as much of a health disadvantage as LDZ had on their second stocks. LDZ able to pick up a sword, and we're going to see if Eggsoup can do anything here.
A downer recovery comes out. That's a good amount of damage. He waits out that ground pound. Eggsoup gets a nice neutral light to stop him from picking up that weapon. Sider comes out, 2 siders. Oh, that end was so close. If he held it a little bit longer, he would have caught on the dive kick. The nairs again. Oh,
Eggsoup gets nair juggled by LDZ. That is so devastating. And, you know, not a huge health difference.
No, not a huge damage difference either. That's the thing. It's like, those nairs are just so destructive. Blackguard, I don't think Eggsoup can go back to Blackguard. Keep the sword, the bow. They both have really great tools for getting your opponent near the top of the stage and just gimping them. Like that nair killed an orange.
I'd like to see him ban Blackguard.
Oh, but it's not happening. Blackguard's still open, and I think they're more than willing to go right back to it.
At this point, I mean, if they go back to Blackguard, I honestly do not have a lot of confidence in Eggsoup's ability to finish this out. He looked strong in game 1 or game 2, but then just it slowly got picked apart, especially by LDZ's bow nairs. I don't know how I feel about this. Once again, I'm very confused why Eggsoup would leave this on the board after getting beaten twice in a row on this map. But I guess he thinks that he knows exactly what he needs to do to adjust against LDZ. We're going to see if he can do it here in game 3 of the winners finals.
Nair comes out, Eggsoup going for those ground pounds, but he's already losing on the trades. Oh god, the bomb trade just happened, and that does not favor Eggsoup at all. He's already in the orange. He gets a little bit of damage on LDZ, but LDZ still has the momentum. Spirit toss goes down, gets that neutral light. No Nair, however, and that weapon toss from LDZ will put Eggsoup into the orange. LDZ has got the sword. He goes for a D-light. Eggsoup doesn't get the chase toss down light, and the recovery kills.
LDZ gets up there, gets the recovery. I want to say he even threw out a nair, but regardless, LDZ is only in the orange right now. Eggsoup needs to get more damage onto LDZ if he wants to finish off this stock. Spike ball not going to connect. There's a nice little side air. Can he keep LDZ off the platform? No.
LDZ finding himself beneath the platform. I don't know what's going on here.
I thought LDZ was going to Z himself. Ground pound.
Oh, it's been a while since LDZ's done that. True to his name, he has not had many LDZs in this tournament. And now Eggsoup finds that side light. He's got him in kill percent. No Nair, however. LDZ looking for the unarmed. He's getting it. Stairs come out. Falling Stare from the sword. No end sig fall up. Eggsoup goes for a down sig, but it doesn't work out. LDZ beneath the stage makes it back.
Eggsoup really wants to finish off this stock. He's trying to chase around LDZ. He's got the spear. Gets a ground pound onto LDZ's spot dodge. And now the stocks are evened up. Eggsoup in the yellow. There's a little dash dance, but it's not really doing anything in my opinion.
Yeah, Eggsoup manages to avoid LDZ there. Neutral light comes out, ground pound as well. LDZ goes in for that down light. Eggsoup puts out the D light himself. Down air comes out. LDZ gets hit by a GC side light, but a weapon toss in the neutral air will put Eggsoup deeper into the orange. LDZ
Bomb toss, and that'll finish off Eggsoup.
No, so many
LDZ
explosives.
Is looking to take game 3 and send Eggsoup into the losers bracket to fight Boomie. Eggsoup gets a nair.
That comes out. D-Light Sarah coming out from Eggsoup, and he tosses that spear off
keep
stage.
this edge guard.
Ooh, doesn't find it. And now the bow goes for that side air. Eggsoup's on the side of the stage, tries to go for that side air. What? I don't know what happened. Down air stairs.
Side air connected. Down air will finish off LDZ. But once again, Eggsoup in the yellow against LDZ. And if the previous stocks are any indication, LDZ should be able to finish this one out, but that mine is going to be dangerous if Eggsoup.
I'm really surprised that Eggsoup didn't try to go for a D-Light Dare or D-Light Stare to send towards that mine. And LDZ, he's working towards it now. As the mine explodes on its own, Weapon Toss comes down, but it gives Eggsoup an air. Eggsoup coming back, takes the first damage lead all tournament.
Nice side air.
So close.
Eggsoup threw away his sword. That might be trouble for him. He's got no weapons to pick up. LDZ with his sword. Eggsoup's going to put a mine dead center, and LDZ clears it. Horn called in. Eggsoup not able to take it away.
Sider's coming out. Eggsoup dodges out of the way of that down light. Gets a nice Sarah. Eggsoup dodges out of the way of that. That was such a risky GC side sig, but I know why he did it. He let it jump.
Punish that neutral sig.
Either that or the jump after the neutral sig, whatever it was. Eggsoup gets the ground pound.
The ground pound. Eggsoup
Player 2.
barely able to finish it out. In game 3, we're going right into game 4. Is this the momentum Eggsoup needed?
It very likely might be, because as we were talking about, we were debunking those blackguard keep picks so much, but like Eggsoup,
they're sticking with it.
He lost stocks early on to bombs, and he still won that match. Like, that's something that we have to consider. And the last match that LDZ won, he got 2 arguable Nair Gimps, right? One for sure, the other one pretty close. So the fact that that just happens means that Eggsoup very well may have figured out exactly what he needs to be able to do to take this set. We're going into game 4 of this best of 5.
Eggsoup immediately throws away the spear. Is going to be using this sword against LDZ's bow. He's getting the nairs. Oh, throw away the sword. Now he's going unarmed against LDZ. And there it is, the juggle startup. Can LDZ keep it going? No, Eggsoup makes it back down. Has the spear, gets a side light into a side air. Throw into a sword pickup.
Oh, no.
The turnaround, that nair.
LDZ is so mine. I almost feel like once he finds himself getting caught by those hits, he almost waits for Eggsoup to go up with the recovery so they can find out exactly where he can follow it up with a nair, because that killed so early on. Eggsoup did not need to go that high, but he wanted the damage, and it cost him his stock. LDZ dodging out of the way of that bomb is trying to go for more side airs. Eggsoup finds that neutral air, tries to go for a second nair, and LDZ puts on a side light, down light. It's interrupted by the GC down light.
Dodge the down light. At this point, what direction should Eggsoup start taking LDZ? You can't take him into the sky, or LDZ is going to get you with a nair. If you take him too low, LDZ might be able to get you with some side air down airs, but the down sig from Eggsoup is going to even up the stocks.
And that might be the answer. Eggsoup with center stage control, that's where he wins out the trades. But as we say that, LDZ finding that nair into the haymaker brings Eggsoup deep into the orange. That down air stops that down sig, but LDZ looking for these down airs is putting it out. Double D-light into recovery.
Recovery.
That is a lot of damage. That was incredibly optimal from Egg 2. Nice second recovery read, and LDZ getting hit by that weapon toss is trying to get the down sig.
Eggsoup, are we going to see the dare? No, throws out a ground pound, and LDZ follows right alongside him to catch him with that side air.
And now denying all weapons from Egg. Egg, no, manages to pick up that spear. Sidelight comes in. D-light, side air. LDZ goes for a D-light reset. Ooh, that is a lot of damage. And LDZ looking for these end lights. Now getting the stairs. Weapon toss recovery into
right into the
weapon.
bow toss. Eggsoup is having trouble. He is struggling against this bow play from LDZ. Side air from LDZ. Eggsoup's off the map. LDZ picks up another bow. Side light.
Sidelight comes out. LDZ
Neutral
gets
sig. And Eggsoup gets taken down by LDZ. 3-1.
And that will be it. Eggsoup was looking like he was coming back, but the second that he made any adjustment, LDZ came back and said, nah, I have my nairs, I have my N6, I'm going to take this best of 5, and I'm going to move on to grand finals. So let's see what the analysts have to say about that set.
What a winner's final. LDC taking it, putting himself into grand finals, guaranteed top 2.
Yeah, I mean, most of those stocks came from LDZ's specialty. He's so good at punishing overextensions. A lot of those kills off the top and some of them down below that we saw that he got on Eggsoup were just Eggsoup overextending even when he was negative, and LDZ just capitalizing.
LDC's movement, again, we have to point it out, so fluid, so just perfect. Like, his dodges are great, his X pivots, the way he moves around with the bow. It's
yeah, he knows how to keep himself exactly where he needs to be for the ranges and areas that the bow can cover.
I want to know who can beat LDC. Like, is he just gonna take the tournament like this? Because he's looking dominating right now. It is ridiculous.
Absolutely insane. I mean, he's been on quite a tear for some time now, just taking tournaments left and right. So
keep in mind, he's US West as well, right?
Yeah.
He's playing at a disadvantage right now.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. I mean, Eggsoup, love watching him play. Fantastic strings, really good reads. But, again, he starts going for those a little bit too much, overextends, and that's where he gets himself into trouble. And unfortunately, we still see some inconsistent plays between him with flashes of brilliance.
Yeah, we see it a lot. Like, he hit him like twice or thrice, and then he just keeps dodging in afterwards, and that's when he gets hit. That's when he gets punished. He needs to accept that he's gotten 2 or 3 hits, and then that it's good enough. Eggsoup just seems to get these hits and then keep rolling and keep rolling. Whereas I want to see a bit more step back. Just know that he's gonna think that you're gonna keep aggressing and punish him for it.
That's the thing. I really want to see those adaptations as well, where, once he beats out your continued approach, once or twice, identify, okay, he's going for that option. So I'm going to let him do it, and I'll just be, out of the way, and then I get another free 2 or 3 hits, and then hopefully into the same situation again. Let him hang himself on his own habits.
Yeah, and that's actually what we saw LDC do to Eggsoup as well, because we have been seeing this whole tournament the double downline into recovery. LDC picked up on that, and then he got twice during that set. He got the cheeky neutral air off the top of the map.
Yeah,
perfect adaptation.
That adaptation and awareness is what's carrying him so far, and I don't know, we'll see how that does for grand finals later on. And with that, I think Duke and Taza have it coming up in just a little while.
All right, and we are back. We have losers finals coming up. Eggsoup on Hattori just being dropped into losers bracket from LDZ from Assault and 3-1 from him, fighting against Boomie, who is representing the newest legend in quite a fancy style, Wushang.
We're gonna see if Eggsoup has the matchup knowledge to fight Boomie's Wushang. This is gonna be an interesting match. It looks like they're struggling with banning. Again.
Yes, they're forgetting about their seeds. They have to check their break. I guess when it comes to this point, like, it's not too obvious, although Eggsoup is the first seed of the tournament, so he gets to ban those out. And we're going into game 1. Boomie on Wushang versus Eggsoup Hattori.
This is going to be interesting. We're going to see, once again, will Eggsoup be able to get through that oppressive gauntlet play, or will Boomie just run away with it? Here we go, game 1, losers finals. Eggsoup is not even going to let Boomie pick up a pair of gauntlets. There's a spear.
The spear is definitely not what allowed him to completely destroy Twilight in that one losers semis match. Eggsoup finds himself beneath the stage. Boomie going for that downlight and the ground pound rather, instead of picking up a weapon. And a nice recovery comes out to be able to put a little bit of damage on the egg. And now finally picking up the gauntlets and trying to get something started. Sidelight comes out, but Eggsoup dodges out of that nair follow-up. Boomie.
Interesting down sig option.
What?
You know what? They made it work, I guess. Downlight into a sidelight into a neutral air for Boomie. You've got to remember that sidelight is technically not true. There is 1 to 3 frames. I don't know off the top of my head.
It's actually 1 frame exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you sidelight, you have 1 frame to dodge out of that nair, but it's never true. And the dexterity change between Monk and and the Golem core does not make a difference in that. It's a fixed thing.
Eggsoup 100% respecting those gauntlets, goes all the way to the other side of Mammoth. Down air, and Eggsoup seems to understand the knowledge.
Boomie, trying to avoid, well, I mean, not really trying to avoid anything there. Eggsoup's just showing off that movement, and no weapons are spawning in. There's a bomb that spawns, or a weapon that spawns, but it's just a neutralite, and that bomb on the side of the map is not really working out. 2 down 6 in a row, not kind of going in Boomie's favor, and then Ensig actually connects. He's not having as much of an explosive start as he did in his previous match.
Yeah, it's definitely different feel against Eggsoup versus Twilight, but Eggsoup falls to his death, burned a lot of options, went too deep a little bit, and Boomie able to survive. Stocks evened up, not too big of a health difference. Eggsoup picks up a spear, but Boomie catches him with a downlight, and Eggsoup's able to dodge out of that side light. Side sig connects.
Side sig.
Neutral sig.
Boomie using these signatures just to combo into each other, carrying Egg across the map, and now going up, tries to go for that recovery, does not interrupt that ground pound. The Ensig hits again. That Ensig's so good at reading jumps, and Boomie off stage without jumps, without a dodge, still manages to make it back, and now holding on the gauntlets, looks for that side air. Nothing connects, but he's got an opportunity to take the lead, and he does, I think. Oh, doesn't kill just yet, but the Ensig sending him quite far, and now looking for another signature.
The wall touch with a down sig from Boomie covers that entire corner. It's gonna take down Eggsoup. Eggsoup picks up a spear, gets caught by the neutral air from Boomie, hitting the center of that spear target. Eggsoup looking for the edge guard, gets a ground pound. Boomie's gonna get knocked off of the map. Down air, not gonna connect.
And he actually gets the dive kick right after that. He gets all of his jumps back, waits out that down sig, and gets down the ground pound onto Eggsoup. Eggsoup brought into the yellow. The down sig does not hit, but Eggsoup dodges out of the way. The dive kick sidelight hits, goes in for the end sig, avoids the Valkyrie, but instead gets hit by that side air. And now Eggsoup on the side of the
down
stage
air
gets that down air and gets the kill.
Eggsoup clearing the board. Still trying to keep with his hot step. It's a little bit less exciting when it's floating in the sky, but he gets the weapon toss, neutral light, pick up neutral light. Goes for it again, but Boomie catches him with that side light and tries to get the side sig read, but Eggsoup is already deep in the red.
Twilight comes out, tries to go for the recovery. He's still holding these gauntlets. N6 are trying to read the jumps. The down sig does not hit either. The second down sig barely misses. Eggsoup has to be so careful around these signatures. They're so new, and he has no experience against them, or very little at least. Whose legend was just released this week. Goes in for that recovery. Side air comes out. Eggsoup on the side of the stage, trying to recover. Boomie tries to start up a combo with a downlight. Doesn't work out. Eggsoup picking up the spear. Boomie can't find the side airs.
Spear thrown, not gonna connect. Picks it up, gets a sidelight, gets a weapon toss, but you gotta be careful. You gotta respect those nairs or that Sair. First game going the way of Boomie.
It wasn't as one-sided, but it was still very convincing. When Boomie had those gauntlets, he was able to get a lot of strings and completely destroy Eggsoup off stage. And even on stage, he was winning out in the trades there. After that first stock that went in favor of Eggsoup, Boomie was able to take that game, and we're going straight into game 2 as Boomie takes the first game of the best of 5.
Yeah, I like that Eggsoup didn't leave Mammoth on the board. He didn't want to repeat. Instead, they're going to Twilight. It's gonna be an interesting match.
Yeah, and that's the first time that I've really seen Eggsoup opt for not going to the same map multiple times. Maybe he didn't think that was the reason, but Boomie finds these down airs, gets the sidelights too, tries to start something up with the downlight, instead gets the neutral light, and going for that ground pound, not working out, puts out that side air, down air falls down, Eggsoup finding 2 sidelights himself.
See, this is a dangerous map for Eggsoup. At most places on...
Easy. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That is a terrible start for Eggsoup. But as I was about to say, at most positions along Twilight, if you hit the gauntlet side sig for Wu Shang, you are going off of the map, and it is very devastating either way. Gets a nair, goes for a ground pound, but instead the down sig comes out.
Who avoids out of the way of that signature and gets a nice delay into sidelight, goes for that signature fall, but doesn't get it in the falling. What? Boomie's gonna be able to make it back.
He made it back! Eggsoup going deep! Weapon toss, goes for a ground pound, but Boomie once again able to get around it.
I can't believe Boomie recovered through all of that. He fell directly beneath that spear. Oh no, he just downlighted him in the weapon toss. Wow.
Followed up after the spear toss off the island. Eggsoup is in the orange. He's making the comeback though, despite Zing very early on inside of this match.
Yeah, Boomie now getting hit by that neutral light into neutral light combo that Eggsoup likes to do. The down sig, ooh, that hits, however, as he dodges underneath it. What a unique signature the Monk has there, where it actually moves his hitbox while he's charging it. And the down sig comes out now. Boomie trying
Down light into a side air. Wants to keep Boomie inside of that little pin needle hole. He's got the spear, able to down air and avoid the signatures. Evened up the health. Eggsoup's making it work, but he gets caught by the ground pound.
And now
Ground
Boomie goes for the
pound!
second ground pound. That was such a great ground pound option. Okay, so he dodges forward and cancels that chase dodge, a momentum dodge, with a ground pound, so he didn't have to jump first. And then Eggsoup just wasn't ready for it. Gets that KO. 2 ground pounds do it. Horde combo into Nair. Boomie doesn't get the ground pound follow-up, however, and Eggsoup tries to go for a down sig and gets a D-Light Sair instead.
Gets a recovery. Eggsoup is getting out of those side lights, but just the side sig from Boomie and the neutral sig catches onto Eggsoup.
Tosses those gauntlets down, picks them back up, tries to go for a downer. Eggsoup neutral six to the platform, but doesn't hit Boomie. Boomie using Sairs. Oh no, the Nair.
Oh no!
Oh, Boomie gets the 2 stock.
Chased it.
Look how low the damage was that game.
I mean, you have the mobility with that ground pound. Unlike other ground pounds, you can move it around, and Boomie made it work. He is now looking at game 3, trying to just complete his little trifecta of wins. Is going to take down Eggsoup. We're going to find out here. Game 3, losers
He's got
finals.
the opportunity. He's got 3 games to lose. He's 2-0 in a best of 5, and Eggsoup has been struggling against this legend as Boomie has been hitting him with every signature in the book. Boomie picking up that spear, goes in for that Sair, gets the ground pound Nair, tosses that weapon up, gets another Nair Sair. Boomie not even using the gauntlets this time.
Oh,
He's
but
just
the
hitting
big
with the
unarmed
spear.
string from Eggsoup. He's trying to style a little bit. Got him into the yellow. Side stick thrown out.
GC Sidelight tries to start something up. He's a little bit too low, and that ground pound just hits point blank. Boomie goes for that side six startup, doesn't get punished, and now pulling out the gauntlet, side airs into a neutralite. Eggsoup has the sword, goes for that ground pound. Second
Ground pound again, dare! Eggsoup gets the gimp. This is a big advantage for him this time. He has yet to take it, and the patient's not going to pick up the sword. Instead, wants that spear.
And now Sairs are coming out, goes in for that down stick, but a weapon toss stops it. But the
side
side stick
stick.
hits that kills. Wow, Boomie evening that up immediately. That side stick has such fast startup too, and if it doesn't hit, it doesn't get the second hitbox, you know? So he's able to really be able to get out of it. And
Oh, the Nair!
Oh!
Eggsoup barely avoids that ground pound. Downlight dropped by Eggsoup.
Looking for more Nairs, gets that ground pound, no Nair follow-up, but these ground pounds on stage are just, they're putting on damage. It's a fast move, it's a safe move, and tossing those gauntlets aside, picks up the spear, gets a sidelight, charges up the down stick, what Eggsoup falls into it,
He must not be familiar with that down sig. Eggsoup threw it straight down instead of at the aerial hitbox of Boomie.
Neutralite comes out, avoids that ground pound, goes for a ground pound himself. That Nair gets interrupted by that weapon toss, but Boomie gets a delay and a side sig. He
The
reads the
read!
dodge.
He
Okay,
reads it.
that's so good because the side sig, if it doesn't hit, right, it has its 2 hitboxes, and he misses the first hitbox on the dodge, but the second one connects and it leads into the spike, and that's the kill. Boomie now in the lead.
So intelligent from Boomie. Gets the downlight, and rather than go into the true side light, waited for Eggsoup to spot dodge and hits him with the side sig. Down air, can't follow up. Boomie is taking control of this. Eggsoup is already in the yellow.
Now Boomie dive kicking beneath the stage, goes for that recovery.
Oh!
He
Did he
don't
not
touch the stage.
wall?
All right, a Z coming in from Boomie too. It must be getting to that point in the tournament. Both players have been playing for a while. We've seen Eggsoup do it. Boomie's done it now. Eggsoup potentially on tournament stock here as he gets ground pounded by Boomie unarmed, but oh no!
Eggsoup wants to chase, but Boomie makes it outside.
Boomie getting
Eggsoup
denied
is
of
trying to
weapons.
keep him weaponless. Downlight recovery from Eggsoup. Sidelight.
Picks up the gauntlets. That's the weapon of choice here as a neutralite connects. Boomie going for those Nairs to start something up. Puts up the side stick, but Eggsoup waits it out, goes for a side light. Second side light comes out, and a dare from Boomie
Ground
into
pound.
a side stick. Nearly catches him out of that ground pound, but now damage is even. Eggsoup looking like he wants to take game 3 and take it to game 4 as that ground pound hits.
Weapon toss.
Weapon toss.
He's got to respect the Nair, though. He has got to be careful. Side light into a recovery from Boomie. Eggsoup is deep in the red. Boomie is also in the red. But the downlight into the neutral sig. That's
that-
not true. It's not
That's
true.
not true. Okay, I just want to make sure because that would be crazy if it was. Boomie takes it 3-0.
And we're going to be seeing Boomie versus LDZ in grand finals. But before that, we've got to see what the analysts have to say about that match.
What a game by Boomie, taking it in what I think I'm gonna call the biggest upset of the tournament.
Yeah,
Um,
easily. I don't know if anyone had picked Boomie over Eggsoup prior to this set.
No,
Very well played by him.
Yeah, showing that Gauntlets is a force to be reckoned with, definitely.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was catching Eggsoup every time that Egg would overextend off the edge. I'm not really sure why Egg chose to kind of ground pound from the top of the screen down against Gauntlets. You're locked into that straight vertical path, and they just have so many good tools to punish that once you get close.
That, and then it's just so many unfortunate things happen that game. Eggsoup SD'd like 3 times. During that set,
that was heartbreaking to see, bonking your head on the island of Twilight, and then just letting your jumps go and not making it back in time twice in other games. I mean, you do have to wonder, had that not happened.
As someone who's had that happen to yourself at least once, the pain is just relived inside of you, and you can't help but feel just a little bad for Eggsoup going out like that.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to seeing him in more of these tournaments as the season continues, because he is definitely a beast. But very well played by Boomie. He caught him with a lot of really great signature reads, and then again just punishing the kind of reckless off-stage aggression.
Boomie played extremely well, like there's no doubts about it. Even playing well on Spear, I'd say. Capitalizing, hitting the signatures correctly. I think he had a side sig that killed him like orange.
Yeah, he caught the side sig right at the edge of the stage there. It was fantastic.
So
it was
it's
really
not like,
well chosen.
Not like Eggsoup just like bust that out and Boomie didn't deserve to win. He played extremely well. That's the reason he's here in the grand finals now against LDC.
Absolutely. Both just phenomenal players, close matches, and we'll see how he does entering into grand finals. So Duke and Taza, take us away.
All right, we are back. Eggsoup has secured 3rd place, and we are ready for grand finals. A best of 5 between Boomie, an ex-member of Vex, now in his own clan of Philion, versus Vex LDZ, who up until this point, I really don't think LDZ has really had the challenge that he's needed, other than from Boomie when they fought in winter semis.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be very interesting. Will Boomie on the new Wushang be able to take down LDZ's Koji, which has been absolutely dominant throughout this tournament? We're going to find out here in the grand finals. Boomie's going to have to win 2 best of 5 sets in order to finish it out, whereas LDZ only has to win 1.
Right, the potential for a bracket reset is there, as LDZ has not been locked in the losers yet. So Boomie wins the first best of 5, they fight another one. But he needs to do that first. And opening it up with this Wushang, Boomie puts out that nair, tosses the spear upwards, and now, fighting with the gauntlets, has got LDZ weaponless. LDZ picking up his favorite weapon of choice today, the bow, hits the Sarah.
So the question of the day is, nerf bow or nerf gauntlets? We're about to find out after these sets. Boomie gonna throw the gauntlets away. LDZ seems to be able to space it out. Boomie catches him with a neutral light but can't follow up with a side light. Boomie forced to use spear for the first time throughout this entire tournament.
He tosses that spear upwards, it hits LDZ on the face, and now tossing the spear downwards, goes for a silent, but LDZ just gets that Sarah and looking for that diner finish, gets the cider right afterwards. The weapon toss doesn't stop it. Boomie tossing in the wrong direction, loses that stock in 40 seconds.
Boomie looking for a weapon. There's the spawn. Picks up a spear, but LDZ has so much health. Oh my goodness. Boomie trying to get some sort of edge guard going.
Oh no, he's
that is not the way to start the comeback warpath. Boomie, 1 stock left to his name. LDZ's only in the yellow.
At least he's not taking it like it happened in winter semis. Boomie, trying to fight it out, is getting carried off the top of the stage unarmed, goes for a ground pound, but LDZ just goes for the weapon toss into Nair. Another Nair connects. LDZ putting out that instinct. Boomie dodges out of the way. 2 down heavies being used left and right, but Boomie lands his disco, and another down sig comes out. He was like stacking down sigs there, like doing them on the stage, and then gravity canceled it. That was kind of cool.
They both really wanted their signatures of choice. LDZ was fishing for those side sigs. Boomie really wanted to hit that down sig, but he gets the gravity cancel neutral sig onto LDZ. Tries to throw out another one.
What?
There's another one. LDZ's still not dead. Boomie waiting. Oh, LDZ didn't get the touch.
LDZ is dead, and Boomie was just looking at him, realizing that, so he jumped around in place, didn't give him his jumps back, and now inching towards each other. LDZ is looking to take this first game as Boomie gets stared almost into the horn.
Fishing for the nair, can't quite get it. LDZ charges up the side stick, but Boomie's able to punish. Oh, that weapon toss connects, and Boomie's taken down. Game 1, commanding lead for LDZ. 200 damage thrown out by Boomie.
And Boomie really couldn't make anything work that game. He switches it up, he realizes, all right, my Wushang worked against people who didn't know the gauntlet matchup. Clearly LDZ, a little bit more practiced when it comes to fighting against those weapons, and Boomie's going to bring out the legend that he was able to take a game off of LDZ with in winter semis, Diana.
Boomie's gonna have to figure out something. This is he's got a long road ahead of him in this grand finals, but he's got the Diana. It was very effective in the winners. I believe it was semifinals. We're gonna see if he can make it work. He gets a downlight ground pound onto LDZ. He's got the guns.
And the guns are a big deal. I think Boomie's actually very effective with the guns against LDZ's bow, but the neutral light comes out. A nair into recovery does not connect, and LDZ punches the Sarah, tries to go for the dare, follow up with that nair will stop any more aerials from LDZ. Gun nairs being so great on the side of the stage when someone's trying to fall down on you. And an easy D-light Sarah comes out from Boomie to send LDZ into the orange. He's got the lead, and he's looking pretty solid in the league as well.
Boomie trying to space out LDZ, going all the way to the other side of the map. Uses the side sig more for positioning than anything else. Catches LDZ with a downlight side air. LDZ's off the map. Boomie not going to go for any sort of ground pound or anything like that. Tries to fish for the neutral sig. Can't quite get it.
Goes in for that recovery, can't find much else. Goes for the GC downlight to start up a recovery combo, but does not get it. And LDZ looking for those nairs, gets the dares. Boomie low on jumps, doesn't get his jumps back. He does
side
the
air.
Dare, stops the recovery. LDZ behind the entire stock takes the first one as he gets Boomie off stage, but Boomie catching that bomb as it's active. LDZ dodges through it. Boomie calls in the horn, has the bow, goes in.
Down sig!
Nice.
Dodges through, turns around, gets the down sig, does another one just to make sure it still works. LDZ
now we're even, 2-2.
bow.
Although arguably I feel like Boomie should be in a little bit more of a lead. LDZ doing a great job off stage, but Boomie by far has the damage lead.
Oh.
As I'm saying that though, LDZ finding these bowstrings. Downer stops that signature from going out.
Oh, and he catches him with the down sig, and that finishes!
A fully charged down sig on the side of the stage. Boomie just barely inches up into it, and that's not good. Game 2 is looking like it's going to be LDZ's here. If Boomie doesn't chain something up, and he's getting hit by those unarmed combos in the sky once again.
Boomie trying to space out with his gun. I think he's just a little bit more effective with these guns. Got the side sig. Can he get the edge? Oh, the pivot down sig! LDZ's gonna survive thanks to that dodge. But Boomie is trying to get the edge guard.
Was the ground pound? You
LDZ
don't
gets the
ground
snare.
pound against bows. Boomie almost had that slide charge pivot down sig kill, but LDZ was able to make it back, and that recovery allowed him to be able to put Boomie into the red on this last stock, and that down sig punished by the side sig. LDZ is up 2-0 in grand finals.
And while that down sig was stylish, there's no way it would have worked multiple times in a row. Is Boomie gonna be sticking with this Diana?
No, he switched to Sentinel.
Okay.
Oh, that's great. That's
All right.
great. We were just talking about how Sentinel basically doesn't exist, and we're getting that in game 3.
Okay.
I've never seen Boomie on Sentinel. This could be his hidden main, like the true hidden main, not like the fake ones that we've seen all throughout the tournament. LDC sticking to Koji, however, is going to be going into it.
At the very least, keeping your opponent on their toes. Maybe they just won't be as comfortable against Qatars or Hammer. Boomie hasn't technically tried it out yet against LDZ, but right now LDZ is definitely making this bow work.
A lot of players complain about Sentinel side sig on Hammer, and we might be seeing a lot of that this game. As Boomie, as off stage with the guitars, goes for the recovery, touches the stage, avoids the Z. He's got the opportunity to give LDZ here. He goes for a down sig, but it's interrupted. But the nice GCN sig actually connects.
The dares from LDZ, the Sarah from LDZ, and I think Boomie's stock is gone. Yes, it is, and LDZ's going deep. Oh, if he had Z'd there, that would have been a little bit of a kick in the teeth, but LDZ is going to try to juggle weapons. Boomie picks up a hammer, and LDZ gets a downlight, but not able to follow up with a downer.
LDC going for those side lights off. Boomie getting that nair. Ground pound comes out from LDC, and a nice recovery from Boomie as well as he puts out that GC side sig. Doesn't connect. LDC's able to punch the neutral light, and Boomie charging up that down sig. Just can't find the damage. A ground pound coming out. LDC finds the sig. He tries to pivot an end sig. This is looking This is looking grim.
Yeah, things are not looking good for Boomie. LDZ gets a nice side air. Gets another side air. Almost gets the slide charge side sig, but that side air will finish it off. And LDZ is looking at the 3 stock to win this grand finals of the US 1v1.
LDZ has got Boomie on the side of the stage, inching forward towards the shenanigan zone, and Boomie's like, I'll take my time. He's going through the center of the stage, tries to... Well, interesting. Interesting.
Boomie very patient right now,
Yes.
to say the least. Picks up a set of guitars, but LDZ does not care. He's just going to smack Boomie around. Catches him with a dare, catches him with a Sair. Not able to get another Sair, but Boomie gets the ground pound dare to finish off that stock. And he's going to be salt taunting a little bit early there, Boomie. A little bit early. LDZ gives him a thumbs up. Okay.
Now, the true test to see who can hold their taunt longer. The person who gives up the taunt first loses this game. I'm so...
LDZ
There we
is
go.
the one who
LDZ
loses.
He's
But-
done. This game is gone. He hits him with that haymaker.
The down arrow, and LDZ wins it out in the grand finals of the NA 1v1. I think Boomie knew it, but there we go. Game 3 going the way of LDZ 3-0.
And LDZ didn't drop a set. Takes that 3-0, even more of a stomp than it was in Winners Finals. Let's see what the analysts have to say about that final grand final set.
Wow. Phenomenal play from LDZ, giving him the tournament. Congratulations, very well played. I don't know, his strings with both sword and bow, just absolutely phenomenal. Even some unarmed work in there. It clearly shows that he's been putting the time in the training room.
Well, let's just be honest. LDC looked like he was untouchable this tournament. He just rolled over everybody and nobody seemed to... I'd say Boomie and Eggsoup both did pretty well, and they both did try to challenge him. Let's just take a look at the bracket and just tell you. You've probably already seen it, but
The ones that they had to run through. Well, you pull that up. I'm gonna say, Boomie, very well played. I like him showing just, a breadth of different legends that he can play. He was trying out more of the gauntlets on Wushang, didn't really pan out this time. Then he shifted over to Diana and still just wasn't able to clinch it. It was very close. Phenomenal gunplay, just really well. I don't know, his spacing with it, the damage building, he understands that weapon extremely well, and it shows. And then I do like that Sentinel pick. I think Sentinel can be a very good character, but I don't know. LDZ, at that point, he just had his number, and that's what we've been saying throughout this tournament. LDZ, even in previous times when he would play like Katars, he has amazing reads on what the opponent is going to do. He gets inside their head and adapts accordingly.
LDC has lost one match this whole tournament. And that's to Eggsoup.
Wow.
He dropped one match.
That is a record.
That's absolutely insane. This is one of the... Personally, I think this is the biggest American tournament there's been in like at least months to think about. He lost one match. This man is on fire. I'm just... Playing from US West. He has a ping disadvantage. And he dropped one match.
So congratulations to him. Congratulations to Boomie for taking second place, Eggsoup for taking third. But I think with that, we are just going to move on back to the casters, Taza and Duke. Thank you.
All right, we are back with that analyst desk. I think that is it for our tournament today, Designated Asian.
Yeah, oh, nope. Okay, we are, in fact, going to be getting that interview with LDZ. But once again, before he gets here, huge shouts out to everyone. Congratulations to LDZ, as was said. Congratulations to Boomie. Congratulations to Eggsoup. And congratulations to everyone. Cash money goes out to everyone who made it to top 8 of this NA 1v1. Next week, we've got the SEA, regional qualifier. So that's going to be absolutely exciting. I'm Designated Asian. Alongside me is my co-caster, Tazaraki. Just kidding. People are lying. They're lying. There's no LDZ interview.
There's no LDZ interview. Oh.
I'm going to be continuing on. Sorry. Alongside me is Tazaraki, our analyst for the day. We're the one and only TWK and TH Stardust. Did I? Sorry,
Yes.
you said what, and I
I was
panicked
really
like I
confused
said something
because
wrong.
I thought you said that I went. It's all right. You keep going. You're doing
No,
great.
you're fine. I thought I said
I
something
misheard.
wrong.
I misheard.
And I was like, oh, did I say? Okay. Well, anyways, shouts out to our admins behind the scenes. Sparky was not a co-caster, but he was helping out the admins alongside Zenigan, Slushala, Cassidy, Sticky Soul, and White Sheepy, and El Loco Doco. As always, huge shouts out to BMG for making this fantastic game and putting in that prize pool. Keep watching BCS every Saturday. We are leading up to BCX coming November 11th through 13th. It is super exciting. I'm Designated Agent once again, Tazaraki. This was BCS NA.
Look forward to seeing you guys next week.
1.
I cut in on accident.
No,
Bye,
you're fine.
everybody.
Bye.